Hello, my second grade friends. We are back with Ancient Greece. Here's our cover, and we're going to talk about Chapter 8, the Olympics today. So I want you to keep in mind some of the things that you've learned in the previous two lessons about ancient Greece and the way the Olympics were then, and think about what is similar and perhaps what is different. That might be a question that I ask you to respond to. So I suggest you get a piece of paper and get a pencil. Keep it near you when you're watching this video. Pause the video to write down some notes that you think might be important. Go get your paper. Go get your pencil. Okay, ready to read. The Olympics today. Here's a picture of an Olympic venue. You can see on the top is where they have the torch lit. Remember the video that I had sent you of the lighting of the torch? It stays lit for the entire duration of the Olympics, which I think is pretty cool. All right, anyway, with that, let's read now. After many wars, Greece lost its power. Other countries began to rule the land. The Olympic Games were no longer popular. They ended in AD 393. The ancient Olympic Games had lasted 1,170 years. I'm going to read that again because I am surprised at that number. The ancient Olympic Games had lasted 1,170 years. Even though the ancient Olympics ended, the Olympic spirit remained. Many years later, people decided to begin the Games again. The first modern Olympics took place in Greece in 1896. So modern means more this time. And now we're probably going to see changes that are very similar to how our Olympics are run today. Many things are different in the modern Olympics. The Games are no longer held to honor the gods. Today, they are a sporting event only. They are not just held in Greece. Every Olympics, a different country hosts the Games. Athletes come from countries all over the world. Today, the Games are not just for men and boys. Women and girls play a big part in the Olympics. And today, there are many more Games. There are both summer and winter Olympics. The summer and winter games are held every 4 years. Some things, however, are the same. You might want to write this down. Athletes still devote years to training. They still take an oath to compete fairly and to obey the rules. Like the ancient Greeks, they try to be good sports and to do their best. Many events are still like those in the ancient Olympics. While there are no more chariots, there are events with horses. Athletes still run races and throw the javelin and the discus. There is still boxing, wrestling, and the long jump. There is even a pentathlon. So the Winter Olympics include ice skating, skiing, and snowboarding. And here's a picture of a snowboarder doing a really cool trick. The modern Olympics are a spectacular sight, but the ancient Olympics were incredible too. As the philosopher Epictetus wrote almost 2,000 years ago, the Olympic Games are pretty uncomfortable. You are scorched by the sun and crushed by the crowds. You get soaked when it rains. You are deafened by the constant noise, but it's all worth it for the brilliant events that you see. So here's a picture of a modern long jump, and this is from the USA athlete. And here's a picture of crowds of people with banners cheering on athletes. People go to watch the Olympics even if they don't know anybody in there. Even if they don't have a family member in there, people go to the Olympics to watch. It's very expensive to go because you have to travel a long distance depending upon where it's being held. You have to stay in that venue, like a vacation. You have to buy the food, and you have to buy tickets to each event, which are very, very expensive. And they're all separate. Like the opening ceremonies that I showed you a picture of the other day, that is what you need a ticket to get in. The closing ceremonies, when they're all finished with the games and they come in, if they have the medal, they're parading their medals that they're wearing around their necks. They're gold, they're silver, they're bronze. That's an extra ticket as well. So it's a very expensive thing to see. Doing more research. There's a lot more you can learn about ancient Greece and the Olympics. The fun of research is seeing how many different sources you can explore. Most libraries and bookstores have lots of books about ancient Greece. 1. Please remember, you don't have to read the whole book. Check the table of contents and the index to find the topics you're interested in. 2. Write down the name of the book. When you take notes, make sure you write down the name of the book in your notebook so you can find it again. Second graders, that's similar to what you should be doing now, taking notes. And that's definitely something that we all do in reading. We have our sticky notes and we write notes down about the characters or things that are happening in the story. Number 3, never copy exactly from a book. When you learn something new from a book, put it in your own words. Make sure the book is nonfiction. Some books tell make-believe stories about life in ancient Greece. Make-believe stories are called fiction. They're fun to read, but not good for research. Research books have facts and tell true stories. They are called nonfiction. A librarian or teacher can help you make sure the books you use for research are nonfiction. This is a nonfiction book. This is something where we're getting lots of facts from for our studies of ancient Greece. So I'm going to give you a list of a few nonfiction books about ancient Greece. If you'd like to go online and maybe you can find these, write them down, because someday when the library opens up, if it's something that you think that you would like to read a little bit more about, I'm going to actually hold it up for you so you can copy it. Then these right here would be some books that would be great for you to read. When you go to a museum, they'll have lots of exhibits that you can learn about or further your knowledge of ancient Greece. Just like we went to Ellis Island and we learned about the immigrants, there's museums that you can go to for the Olympics. There's museums that you can go to for ancient Greece. A lot of museums have different sections that there'll be different pieces of information that you can learn about specific things in history. Always remember when you're learning that you ask questions. So when you ask questions and you find your answer in your book, you can write them on a piece of paper and it enhances your knowledge. And here's a little message from Jack and Annie that says, good luck. All right, my social studies friends, that is the end of our ancient Greece book. Our next study is going to be focusing on the gods and goddesses of Greece. And wait till we get to that because some of their names are really cool. And they're things that they represented. Remember, like Athena was for Athens for Greece. So we're going to learn a lot more now about the ancient gods of ancient Greece. Bye, friends.